This episode was full of madness because of the ending, because I was expecting a lot of action, and you know, it was leading up to it at the end, and then they added some, you know, music to increase the tension, and after that we just got the to be continued screen, which pissed me off because, you know, the tension was building up, and from the next episode on it's all action from there on, you know, a lot of just drama. But a shocking reveal is that Reiner and Berthold are the armored and colossal titan, and they have been hiding this information for a very long time. Now, at the start of the episode, we have Historia revealing her name, calling herself Historia Reese, which, if you watched my previous breakdown, I actually talked about. So she reveals her name to be Historia Reese, and, you know, she goes on to plead for Ymir, saying that, you know, Ymir can be helpful to humanity in the same way that Eren is. And then Hanji goes on to say, well, yeah, I hope that she can be useful to humanity in that kind of way. And then also, one thing that I want to talk to you about on Historia's name, the name Reese is actually from royalty. So the king, the one who controls everything within the walls, has the name Reese. Now, the king's previous name was Fritz, but he changed it to Reese for some reason. And if you really want to know, just read the manga. As people say in my comment section, just read the manga if you want to know all the information, or just do some research. Just a quick Google search should, you know, give you all the information you need, and you don't really have to watch a 10-20 minute video of someone explaining to you certain things in Attack on Titan, where you can just research it yourself. So, you know, we have Ymir, who apparently stopped bleeding, and, you know, the steam started to form, because that is what happens when a titan shifter gets injured. They start steaming and their body starts recovering, and we saw that when Reiner recovered his arm, which he, you know, faked as being hurt. So, you know, everyone is going, and apparently they suspected Reiner and Berthold to be plotting with Annie. Now, they did not suspect them to be Titans, I think, but they suspected them to be working with Annie. And then, you know, it goes back to the whole season 1 thing where we saw Reiner getting grabbed by Annie, and after he got grabbed, for some reason Annie just stopped going the direction in which she was going, and she did like a complete U-turn into the center. And, you know, there were teams which were informed of Eren's location, and then there were teams which weren't. And, you know, Reiner showed interest in Eren's location, and it is kind of suspicious that if you put 2 and 2 together, this guy was looking for Eren's location, and after Annie was running the wrong direction, and after she looked in her palm after this guy sliced into her palm and she changed directions, that should pretty much tell you that this guy has probably done something. Now, in season 1, no one really noticed this because no one thought anything of it, but then, you know, we have Armin, who is, you know, I'd say Eren the second, who guesses everything and puts everything together. And, you know, they were suspicious of Reiner and Berthold. Now, their plan was to do the same thing to Reiner and Berthold as they were going to do to Annie. They were going to trap them underground and make sure that they cannot, you know, fight when they are transformed into titans, meaning that their power is pretty much useless. But, you know, that's when haywire, when Reiner decided to reveal their identities out of nowhere. I think maybe it's because he was very confident that Eren might, you know, go through with the plan, but at the same time, I think Reiner did not think it through, and Berthold even said it like, well, what are you doing, Reiner? What are you telling him? You know, it's kind of stupid for Reiner to do, because even though you have a plan, you cannot be 100% sure that it is gonna go as planned in your head. And in real life, you learn this lesson as you go along. And Reiner obviously takes off the bandages, and then he recovers, showing Eren that he actually means what he said. And the two of them don't know that Eren already knows that they are the armored titan. But then we have Eren being in denial, just like he always is when it comes to someone being revealed as a traitor. He did the same thing with Annie and also with Reiner and Berthold, even though he was kind of suspicious. We have Mikasa at the back, who was, you know, staring at the whole situation, and she was getting aggravated because she knew that something was going to happen and that they were talking to Eren for a reason. And I like the badassery that she displayed by slicing Berthold's hand and leaving a blade in Reiner's hand. It's just badass. And we have this funny scene, well, gruesome and funny scene, where Berthold is lying on the floor, you know, with blood gushing from his mouth and everything. I think, you know, it is painful, but as a titan shifter, he will recover anyway. Maybe it was a bad idea to slice them, because they need to slice themselves, or, you know, bleed in some kind of way before they can transform. So I think Mikasa kind of helped them do that. And since they had no way of injuring themselves, I mean, Reiner had, because he was already injured and bleeding, but Berthold did not have any means of injuring himself. So, you know, the fact that Mikasa sliced him pretty much gave him the power to turn into a titan straight away off the bat. And they do. You know, the scene was epic where you know, Eren was looking at them, and then we saw a little bit of lightning appearing left and right, and you know, they turned into the armored and the colossal titan, which was really epic. Now, one thing I want to discuss about Reiner is that he was talking about their hometown, which is apparently not far away. Now, the thing about their hometown is it is where, you know, Annie, him, and Berthold come from, and also it is the place where the beast titan comes from. So, you know, we have all these titan shifters coming from one place which they call their hometown, and the reason why they call it their hometown is done on purpose, because the writer does not want to reveal to you yet where the hometown is and, you know, all there is to know about the hometown. But I can tell you it is very interesting, and it also has something to do with Eren's father, as well as every single bit of information in the basement that is still hidden. And one piece of information that has, you know, been going around today is that apparently the voice actor of Reiner is out of commission for the rest of the year. Maybe he might come back at the end of the year, but afraid not, because voice actor has already done all the voice work for the season, so there is no need to panic, even though the voice actor said that his doctor told him he needed to rest his vocals because of the whole voice acting thing. It has affected him and he just needs to rest. Like I said, the music is fantastic. Now, the person who created the soundtracks, he said it took him, I think, a week to score the entire 13 or was it 12 episodes. I think it took him only like a week to cover this. Okay, it took him a week to, you know, score the whole thing, and by looking at it, it is kind of refreshing. And we have the whole, you know, theme that played when Eren's mother died. We have that like a little, you know, remix version of it where it has a lot more instrument in it, and it's kind of, you know, amazing. It was funny that they used it at this specific time, but I can guarantee you that the upcoming episodes is just, you know, it's a lot of action, and the ending is gonna be epic, and you know, it's, people are gonna be shocked at what Eren will do. But music and the animation and everything all put together just makes it even more better. And I know that anime has better quality when it comes to, you know, the art and everything compared to the manga, so you know, that also enhances your experience. But with that being said, that has been my review for this episode. There is not really much else to cover, and you know, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and get featured in my best comment. Subscribe if you are new and hit that notification button. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.